Have you been wanting to knit lace but are afraid to give it a try? Well, this simple swatch will show you how to knit lace making eyelets with just yarn overs and knit two togethers. I'll walk you through the whole thing step by step so you have knitting success. And I'll show you my favorite trick for not getting lost in your knitting project. For even more knitting inspiration, check out this stitch library that I have. I post a new stitch pattern every Sunday, so click the link above to view the entire playlist. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell to get notified every time I post. For this swatch, you will need a skein of worsted weight yarn, a pair of size 8 knitting needles, a finishing needle, and a pair of small scissors. I start by making a slip knot and placing it on the needle. Then, using the long tail cast on, I'm casting on 17 stitches. Now, if you want to make a different size, all you need to do is cast on an odd number of stitches. I love this long tail cast on method because it provides a sturdy foundation for your knitting project, and it's my go-to for most cast-ons. If you'd like to give it a try, click this link above and check it out for yourself. It's easy to lose count when you're casting on, so always take a moment to count the number of stitches on your needle before you start the first row so that you don't have to cast on again. Now, I told you in the beginning of this video that knitting eyelets is very easy. So the first 3 rows of this project are knit every stitch. So let's get knitting for 3 rows and then come back to me. Now I just want to let you know that the first row of this project is the right side of your work. Okay, here is our eyelet row. We're going to knit the first stitch, then yarn over, slip the next stitch, knit the stitch after that, then pass that slip stitch up and over the stitch you just knit. Now let me slow that down for you so that you can see it really close and easy. Okay, so we're going to do a yarn over, and then we're going to slip that next stitch as if we're going to knit it, but we're not going to knit it. We're just going to slide it from the left needle to the right needle. Then we're going to knit the next stitch. It's easy enough. Now we're going to take that slipped stitch and just lift it up and over, almost like you're doing a decrease, like binding off, but you're actually doing a decrease. And the reason why we do this is because in the yarn over, we increased a stitch to make the eyelet, but in this slip knit pass, we're doing it's called an SKP. We're doing a decrease so that we always have the same number of stitches on the needle. Now, after you've completed this row, this eyelet row, you always want to get in the habit of just counting the number of stitches. You should have that odd number of stitches you cast on. So in my case, I should always have 17 stitches on the needle when I've finished a row. It's a good way to check mistakes and find them before you go back into your knit stitches. Okay, here's the written out version of the pattern. You're going to cast on an odd number of stitches. Row 1, which is the right side, is a knit. Row 2 and row 3 are also knit. Then we're going to get into row 4, which is knit 1 stitch, yarn over, slip the next stitch as if to knit the next stitch, pass the slip stitched over, and repeat across the row. Here's my trick for never losing your place in your knitting. Using the abbreviations I just gave you, I write out the pattern row by row. Then when I've completed a row, I check it off. So when I go back to my knitting, if the row isn't checked off, I know that's the next row to work. Let me know how this works for you and leave me a comment below. Once you've reached the desired length, you're going to bind off and weave in the yarn ends. Now check out even more awesome stitch patterns here on the left, and be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more knitting videos.